Hello everyone, I'm Krasia Tasio, and this video is about the year 2020 for the people with ascendant Leo. This is sidereal Leo. Now, according to sidereal astrology, also the Vedic astrology is sidereal. Leo corresponds to the modern Western astrology ascendant Virgo. So if you recognize yourself according to the modern astrology as Virgo ascendant, then this video is for you. Leo ascendant according to the sidereal astronomical astrology. So literally at the moment of your birth, Leo ascendant was rising, or what is considered by the modern astrology now, this would be most probably Virgo. So this video will be about what are the main celestial events that will influence your ascendant. Now here is important to tell you that this is of course very general because everyone's horoscope is unique, and of course we can see only the most important celestial events, which are, for example, the transits of the heavy planets like Saturn, Jupiter, which are very important, of course, and they, especially the transit of Saturn, will be world life-changing this year because Saturn goes back into his own sign. Then, of course, this will be the most important aspects. This will be the heliacal phases. What are the heliacal phases? These are the phases of the planets according to the sun, which were considered very, very, very important by the ancients. For example, when a planet is too near the sun, the planet then is invisible, and then the nature of the planet changes, and the first appearance of the planet from the rays of the sun, the first visibility of the planet on the sky, usually results in event. And these are the celestial events that I will mention. Not all of them, because there will be so many that this video will become endless, but the most important ones I will be mentioning. And what else? Yes, I will also talk briefly about the eclipses because they are important. They take place every year. They are not dramatic, but they are not auspicious, and they are important. And with knowledge, of course, knowledge is power. So this is it. And in case that you like detailed reading on the most celestial events and how they will influence your own personal natal chart, then you can contact me for private consultation, and the link will be under this video. So I'm starting with ascendant Leo or Western astrology Virgo. So the most important events, of course, the first and most important was that that end of January, approximately the last week of January, Saturn is entering his own sign of Capricorn. This is very, very important, of course, because the sign of Capricorn is his own sign, and he has this return. He's returning into his own sign every once in 30 years. And every time he brings important, significant world events with his return into his own sign. So Saturn is entering Capricorn on 30th, I think, of January. But very important note I will make here, since I told you that I will be speaking also about heliacal phases. Saturn is entering Capricorn while invisible. We are not seeing physically how he's entering Capricorn, which would say that we will not feel very much his influences in the sign of Capricorn because he's not visible. But on the 1st March, I think, one second, let me see again. Yes, on the 1st of March, yes, needed to double check, yeah. On the 1st of March, Saturn becomes visible in his own sign of Capricorn. He will bring event with this, with his he shines over in his own sign, like he wants to make something evident. Now, what is happening? Saturn is who? He is the Lord of karma. Lord of tears, Lord of time, Lord of discipline, because he's the one who brings wisdom. Actually, he was since very ancient times, he was considered the wise Lord. He is the one who brings wisdom. And what is happening? He is entering your sixth house to bring justice there, to solve what was unsolved. Now, he will how exactly he will manifest, which events he will bring, depends very much on your personal horoscope, very much whether you're born in the day, whether you're born in the night, how Saturn is placed, because he's diurnal planet and he has one way of appearing and showing his influences in a chart, in a daily chart, and another way in a night chart. So these are very important details. So to see what kind of events in particular he will bring you on your sixth house depends on your natal chart, but most probably and logically, of course, this will be, of course, events related to your sixth house, which are disputes. He could bring some justice there. He could help you solve issues related to diseases. He could help you solve issues with subordinates. Saturn in the sixth house is all about bringing justice in sixth house related matters. Like if there were conflicts, he could come to finalize them and open a new chapter for you. So once again, how exactly this will happen depends on your personal natal chart very much. Also, because he's ruling the seventh house, he can also powerfully indirectly influence your seventh house. He could bring some important messages into your private life, like there he could solve matters like if you had unsolved matters in related to disagreements with court issues, disagreements related to contracts. He could also indirectly influence this house, because he's the ruler of the seventh is also powerfully at home, and with this way indirectly he can influence your seventh house. This was the very, very important event. Another very, very important celestial event. End of November 2019, Jupiter entered his own house, Sagittarius. Now, this is your fifth house, and this is brilliant. But shortly after that, in December, also Jupiter became invisible. So if you feel that because the fifth house is the house of the good fortune, the house which is related to luck and money and pleasure and creative studies. And if you are saying, oh yes, but I don't feel very much the blessing and the joy that Jupiter is capable of giving, well, this is because he's also invisible, and he will appear visible on 30th of January. So on 30th of January, you must experience some sort of luck, be it in relation to your creative studies, creating of beauty, in your love life, relationship with children, pleasure, gains. All this is very possible. It will be for sure something very nice. This is very, very important. Then on the 4th of February, Venus is entering her exaltation point. Before that, she'll be on your descendant, and this is very nice, supporting your private life. But on the 4th of February, she's entering Pisces, which is your natural 8th house. And actually, this is very nice. This can be good for the incomes of your partner, for incomes which are unexpected, incomes from court cases. So this could be something very nice. And then on the 1st of March, Venus is entering your 9th house. Again, something good for your studies, for communication with people abroad, for traveling. And this will be up until 28th of March, when Venus is entering after that your 10th house. And this is her own sign. And this is very nice, because in her own house, she will, of course, be very happy. She will bring you blessing. She'll bring blessing for your career, create good and friendlier environment. She will just bring joy and blessing. And on the 20th of March, you have in the conjunction of Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto in the sign of Sagittarius, and this is happening on your 5th house. A lot can happen. This can bring this actually most probably is not very auspicious, even though Jupiter is there visible, but Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto, like Jupiter is being smashed between Mars and Pluto, and you may not feel very his blessing in full. So this is a period when you can receive some disharmonies in relation to creative studies, relationship with children. So be a little bit attentive with children during this period, which is continuing until I would tell you 1 second when. Yeah, it will be valid for 3-4 days when Mars leaves and enters his sign of Capricorn, which is your 6th house. And he's meeting their Saturn. Mars and Saturn together on your 6th house as a conjunction. Be a little bit careful. This is not going to last long, but this week of 23rd of March can be a little bit disharmonious. Watch for conflicts, watch for disharmonies related to communication with subordinates. Be responsible for your health. And then on the 29th of March, I said Venus, excuse me, I'm repeating myself. Let me continue to see the other important events. The Sun, of course, on 15th of April will enter exaltation point. Brilliant for your studies, for possible travel abroad. This is very nice. And then you're having also Jupiter for a while in April is entering Capricorn. He's leaving his own sign, he's entering Capricorn to support a bit your 6th house, your health, your to solve possible conflicts with subordinates, to bring some it is good. It's an auspicious conjunction, Jupiter-Saturn. I will make separate, very detailed video about this. But this can be interesting in relation to your routine environment. Can be lucky conjunction, once again, depending on your natal chart. And here comes the most important event happening approximately, I'm saying approximately because we have 3 planets here. Saturn becomes stationary retrograde 15th of March, Jupiter stationary retrograde, and Venus as well. The 3 of them are turning to be retrograde, and this is happening all in the sign of Jupiter and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn, and Venus is on your 10th house in Taurus. So this may bring disharmonies in your career, relationship with superiors and subordinates both, can slow down things a little bit at work up until the moment 17th of September, when Jupiter turns direct in his own sign of Sagittarius. By the way, on 28th of June, he's entering his own sign of Sagittarius, so this is already good, but he's not going to be direct yet up until 17th of September. And then Venus is becoming invisible while retrograde on 30th of May. And she's invisible. While she's invisible, this is not pleasing. It's not good. She's influencing the love life of people, the financial markets. With you, she can influence a bit your incomes, your career. But she becomes visible again in Taurus on the 16th of June, beautifully, and she will be very powerful, visible in Taurus. And this is a moment when I'll be making the new Venus talismans. So if you're interested in my powerful astrological talismans, also look at my video. Also, I have many videos about this, but my link, which will be under this video. And another very, very important event is, again, an event that I'll be using for talismans. It's not happening every day, quite rare. On the 28th of July, Mercury enters becomes visible in Gemini, because Mercury is about communication skills, commerce, money, learning opportunities, eloquence, and he becomes visible in his own sign of Gemini, wonderful for creation of powerful astrological talismans, which I will be doing. And then you're having on 28th of August, Pluto, Jupiter making opposition to Venus from your uh, fifth house. Actually, this can create a little bit of too many expenditures, can afflict the love life of people. And this is something that I want also to mention to you. And then let's see more events. On 10th of October, finally, Saturn becomes direct on your sixth house. This is good. Slowly, slowly, things will come back to normal. Your work environment, your relationship with subordinates, health issues will come back to normal. This is very good. And on the 14th of November, Mars also turns direct on your 8th house. Also good. But on your 8th house, he's there peregrine, not very, very powerful. He is peregrine, but still turns also direct. So the things will have the normal movement, the normal speed, and he can create opportunities for some knowledge, spiritual knowledge and enlightenment. And on the 18th of November up until 12th of December, Venus enters your third house, her Libra, where she will be very beneficial for travel, communication, creation of beauty, for studies, for fixing relationship with siblings, for example. And the final event, before I speak about eclipses, is on the 25th of November. Jupiter enters your sixth house to join Saturn there, but he's leaving now your fifth house, and he's entering Capricorn. This is very interesting and very supportive for your routine environment, for your maybe fixing disputes, maybe supporting your health. Yes, Jupiter is detriment on your sixth house, but still this is Jupiter. And when joining Saturn, this is certainly beneficial conjunction. Okay, now briefly I will list the eclipses. There are 6. And luckily I will start with the good news. They're not afflicting your ascendant descendant axis. This is very good because I have experience when especially as ascendant Leo, when the axis of the ascendant is afflicted, things are not going very lucky. Like you may not have any particular issues, but you're also not going to have luck. With you, the first eclipse on January 10-11 is happening on the axis of Gemini, Sagittarius. It's partial lunar eclipse. Don't watch the eclipse. It's not a very good idea. Whatever the media tell you, I'm telling you, the ancients wouldn't do that. So this axis is a little bit afflicted. This can mean that it is good to be attentive with children, careful with our social environment, and could be that financially we are not very lucky for temporary. And then on 5th and 6th of June, another eclipse is happening, lunar, on the axis of Scorpio Taurus, your 10th fort. It is about work, it is about home. This axis is a little bit afflicted, and this can be so that your work environment is not very lucky, temporary. But the most important stuff is that the ascendant is not afflicted. When eclipses are eclipsing moon, sun, ascendant, descendant in particular, then this is indeed to be felt. And then you have solar eclipse happening on 21st of June, partial solar afflicting your Gemini, your 11th house. A bit of finances could be delayed. And then partial lunar afflicting against Gemini, Sagittarius, 4th of July, and then partial lunar eclipse 29th, 30th of November, happening again on the axis of your 10th, 4th houses, where you may have a little bit of delays in relation to career, money, And you have the only one that is total eclipse. This is the total solar eclipse happening in 14th of December, Scorpio, your fourth house. Be a little bit attentive, diplomatic, loving at home. So, but in any case, if luminary is not eclipsed, ascendant, descendant axis, then nothing to worry about. So this was about ascendant Leo in the sidereal astrology, or Virgo in the tropical Western astrology. Thank you for your attention. My contacts are under this video, and your comments are welcome.